Obviously, how much of a body blow is that coming off the back of an impressive performance and result on in midweek?
Yeah, look, it's disappointing, the results, but look, as you can see, the performance levels were nowhere near in terms of energy and so on. I think, look, we've had two massive away games in terms of Swansea away, where we've had to put in a real shift to win the game. Then we've had to go to Leeds, where you've got to put in a huge shift, and that's taken its toll. I think today we were flat, and defensively we were, they probably had six chances, scored 5, because we were just really flat. We lacked energy, we lacked real drive in our performance. And look, I can only put that down to the effort they put in. So it's very difficult for me to really have a go at them. I'm bitterly disappointed, because obviously these were opportunities, these home games. But to be fair, they've given me everything, and it showed today that they probably lacked that little bit of energy and from the exertion that we've had over the last week.
As you say, on another day, a couple of chances came your way before the first goal, and within the space of a couple of minutes, you find yourself in a very different situation. First, the header off the crossbar, and then quite a strong appeal for a penalty. How did you see that?
Yeah, look, these are the margins, whatever. But look, I can moan about Colin not putting that in, and moan about the penalty decision and so on. But defensively, we weren't sharp today. It was ironic, because Leeds had far more of the game. We're at Ellen Road, and we defend superbly well. We limit a lead side to half the chances that these get today. But there was the intensity in our press, intensity in our defending around the box was nowhere near. I mean, look at the errors for the goal. We're losing headers for the fourth goal, which we haven't done. So it was one of those games. So there was so much wrong today that, do you put it down to, tactics? You put it, but I just think there was so much wrong today that it's just one of those games too far. We did say that it was going to, games come thick and fast. You just, all you're doing now is maintaining, recovering, and then trying to play. And it's disappointing, but I can't be too critical of them, because they've given me everything in 3 games. It's just today they look like a team that really lacked that sharpness and energy.
Nathan, can you hear me? Hi.
Yeah.
You say it was a game too far, but you've now got 2 games, really important games in 6 days. How do you make sure that those 2 games are not 2 games too far as well?
Well, look, we've just got to recover. It's all about recovery and maintenance. But listen, we've had 2 massive away journeys. Let's not forget that, and let's not be flippant with anything. We've had 2 massive away journeys. You've got 4.5 hours to Swansea. You come back, you get no recovery time. You go again. You go to the most difficult place in the league, the most intense, hard-working team. So we're not robots, and I didn't anticipate a result like that, but I understand it. I've been a player, and we do a lot with sports science stuff, and because Reading had the luxury today to make 5 changes, because being on 49 points, need 1 result to be think they can afford. We can't afford to take that. We can't afford to gamble with 5, 6 changes at times. So look, we've got to go again. We've got to bust them down, and a massive game on Tuesday, and then we go again for Friday. These are unprecedented times, but we've got to find a way.
How big a week is this for you? Does this decide things this week, I think?
Oh, it's as big a week as the football club's had in a long time, and the thing that everyone says, and we've come off 3 difficult games against promotion chasing sides, but the effort that they've had to put in, it has really, it showed today, because there was so much wrong today that it was just literally chalk and cheese from the three performances I've had beforehand. So what we've got to make sure is that we do, really sort of recover well, because it's a massive week, 2 massive games coming up that we have to take points from, because if we don't, then our fate could be sealed.
What do you do now? Do you need a rest? Do you just need to have a day off and then get back to it on Monday?
Look, there's a lot of things you could do. You can get them in to recover, to think, or you give them the day off to make sure they mentally relax as well, because look, it's a lot mental now as well. They'll be hurting. physically, but also mentally from today's game. So they have to recover. So it's a fine balance with getting them in, with giving them that day off. So we've evaluated stuff. We know what we're going to do in the next few days. But look, we need to pick a team sat on Tuesday that's going to be capable to go again and to get that win.
Are you surprised by the performance and the scoreline today?
I'm surprised by the scoreline and the performance. Look, the performance is understandable. It's surprising, but it's understandable. Like, it hasn't been normal. We haven't gone suddenly from what we've done to just a side that concedes 5, because we only conceded 2 in 3 games. And then to concede 5 was out of the ordinary. It is. And, I didn't want it to be any more. I didn't want it to be a Brentford like they had earlier on. So we had to make sure that we made changes for that. But yeah, it's surprising. But look, it's out of the ordinary. So we've got to make sure that doesn't happen again. And we are ready for Tuesday, because Tuesday's a massive game. We can't dwell on this now. We have to move forward and look for Tuesday's game. Finally
from me, what kind of game are you expecting against Barnsley? The 2 teams on the bottom 2. But it should be a good game the way you've been playing before today.
Well, look, you expect, but they've had an away journey today. They've got to travel all the way back to Barnsley. They've got to come down here. So they're in a similar situation to what we were. So it's it's tough. It's not, these are not normal circumstances where you always get time to work with them. We've got 9 games in just over 30 days. That doesn't happen unless you are a Champions League side. That doesn't happen. So it's tough. So you've got to make sure that you're careful with them. You've got to dust them down. You've got to prepare well. It's going to be a tough game because there's so much at stake. But look, we've got to get them ready, and we will.
Thanks, mate.
And Nathan, how easy do you think it will be for the players to put the result behind them with such a good turnaround as well? I
didn't hear the question. Sorry.
I was wondering how easy would it be for the players to actually put this result behind them?
To actually.
To put this result behind them so quickly, how easy for the players to do that?
Well, we'll find out Tuesday. I mean, we've got to, they won't forget it. They'll be hurting because they're a good group. They're an honest group. But today wasn't good enough in any way. Our defending was catastrophic at times. We got carved open far too easy, and that was against the grain. Errors, stuff, losing headers in our box, which we haven't done. So all that, we've got to get back onto that. We've got to get back onto the basics, do the basics right, and make sure that we're in a good frame of mind. Now, how easy that's going to be, each individual is different, but it's up to me as a manager to lift them, and I have to, because I could have gone in ego mental today, which on another day I would have, but that wasn't what was called for today. We have to make sure that we are that we prepare them well, because it's like today's gone. We can't do nothing about Tuesday apart from learn from it, and that's what we have to do.
And you made the 4 changes for the game today. Are you disappointed that it didn't lead to more attacking moments for the side as well?
Yeah, but ironically, probably had 3 or 4 real good chances, real good attacking moments, but we didn't take any of them, and then we just conceded with every chance pretty much back there, and we were open. I mean, some of the defending was something I haven't seen from those players since I was here even my first spell. I haven't seen that. I haven't conceded 5 as a Luton manager ever, and they came. A lot of them came out of nothing. It wasn't like we were penned in. It wasn't. If we conceded 5 on Tuesday, you'd have had a bit more understanding. But today was totally out of character, and that surprises me. But as I said, we can't dwell on it now because we can't do nothing about it. Tuesday's another game. Friday's another game, and as I said, these are unprecedented circumstances. So we have to make sure that we pick them up, we lift them, and that we are ready for Tuesday.
Last couple of fellas, please.
So the one bright moment be Luke Berry getting 45 minutes under his belt.
Yeah, look, it's good to get to game time, but he hasn't trained at all. That's again, we needed a bit more security, a midfield player that could do both, and said Luke hasn't really trained, so it's difficult for Luke to get up to speed. But that's the times we're in. We are gambling with everything. We are taking chances with a lot of people. People are having to do 90-minute shifts, big traveling 3-4 games in such a space of time, and that's the times they're in. So we're not moaning about it, but we've got to lift them and go again. But it's good to see Luke back.